Hello everybody, you're welcome and welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial I'll be learning how to cut a tote bag. So the length of the tote bag is 15 inches while the width is 14 inches, and it has an outer pocket that is covered, as you can see in the video. So this particular tote bag can contain your laptop, you can take it to office, it can contain your books, your water bottle, and you can put your phone outside on the outside pocket as well and cover it up. So if this is what you like to learn, let's get straight to the video. So these are the materials that I will be using for the tote bag. So I cut it out already, but I'll show you the measurement. So this is the body of the bag itself. I folded it into two. So the length I have the length to be 16.5 inches. Then the width I have 15.5 inches, though it's not up to 15.5. I have 15.25 inches there. Then the next thing is the handles. The handles for the width, or should I say the length, I have 3 inches for the width. Then for the length of the handles I have 15 inches on fold, but the total length is 30 inches. I folded it into two, that is 15 inches. The handles are going to be 2. So this is the main bag, and these are the materials that I'm going to use for the pocket. So I'll go over to the ironing table to bend the pocket, then I'll come and show you the measurement I used for the pocket. So this is the pocket, the tote bag, and these are the handles. So I have bent the material for the pocket already, and this is how it looks like. So for the width I have 6 inches for the width. You can see. Then for the length I think I have about 6.5 inches for the length. So this is it. So before I bend it over, I make sure I hem the upper part, the part that is going to be placed upward, and I just bend it to the length I want. It's very easy to do. Then for the main material itself, I make sure I iron the center so the line will be visible. Make sure you open it up before you place the pocket to avoid joining both together. So from the down part I'll go up by 1.5 inches. So that's where the pocket is going to start from. So I'll just place it on top like so. And from the center I have just 1/4 inches away from the center. So I'll pin it down to avoid it from shifting. So this is how it is looking. The next thing I'm going to do now is to stitch on it. That's why I'm going to stop stitch on it. Please don't mind my tongue. So I have finished doing that. So I'll just cut out my thread and I'll show you how it looks like. So this is how it is looking. So make sure you iron. As you are sewing, you are ironing it. You can see that. So the next thing we are going to work on is the handles. So the handles, I already ironed it. I just bend 1/2 inch over and I bend it again. That is, I need to have 1 inch left at the end of the day for the handles. So I'll top stitch on it also. I'll do the same for both handles. So after that I'll just keep it aside. Let's continue working on the bag. So the next thing we are going to work on is the one that we are going to use to cover the pockets, like so. So this is the material. The width has to be the same. Remember the pocket width is 6 inches. So this one also has to be 6 inches. So I'll just the material is actually on fold, so I'll just sew it. So I'll have 6 inches at the end of the day for the width. So I have finished sewing it. I'll turn it to the right side. Then I'll iron it. This is it. I'll go ahead and iron it. I have already done that, and this is how it is looking. So after that I'll top stitch. I'll stitch on it like so. The length is 3 inches. So I'm just trying to see where I'm going to place it on. So whether I want it too covered or just a little bit covered. So just depend on anyhow you want it to be. So I fixed it already. I didn't know I was not recording. So from where the bigger pocket stopped, I just measured 1/2 inches upward. You can see the line. So I measured 1/2 inches upward. So that's the line. So I just placed the cover on top of the line and I sew. So that's just what I did. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to stop top stitch on the cover, so it can balance, because we're not going to add the button to it. So this is how it looks like. You can see. So I have gone ahead to iron it properly. I've given it a good press. So the next thing we are to do now is to sew the sides of the bag. But before that, I like to bend over the upper part. That is to bend it to the length we want it to be. That is 15 inches. It just makes the work easier for me, so it's not compulsory. So I have already done that. You can see the other side, it is folded. So the next thing we are going to do now is to sew the sides of the bag. So the length I have here now is 15 inches. As the bag is like this facing the right side, that is how I'm going to stitch it. I'll not turn it over because we want to use a French seam. That is, the stitch is not going to show. So I'll sew with quarter of an inch on both sides. So when I reach the upper part, I'll open up the part I bent earlier. We are not going to close it up. So this is the second part that I'm stitching. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Remember, we bent like about 1.5 inches over. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to trim off the excess fabric. So this is it. After that, I'll turn it over to the wrong side. Remember, we sew on the right side. So I'll turn it over to the wrong side. So after I turned it, this is the wrong side. You can see it. So I'll go over to the ironing table to give it a good press. I'll iron the sides. You can see the sides. So I have finished ironing it. So this is how it looks like. So as it is like this on the wrong side, I'll sew with quarter of an inch. Please kindly click on the subscribe button now if you have not done so, and make sure you give me a thumbs up and you drop a love emoji in the comment section. Thank you. So this is how it's looking. You can see how beautiful it is looking. You can see that there is no stitch at all. So after that, I'll turn it over to the right side and I'll give it a good press. Make sure you iron it properly. There's a beauty it gives whenever you iron properly, like you iron as you sew. Don't wait till you finish the whole of the bag before you iron it. So I am done with the ironing here. I remember the 1.5 inches we bent earlier. This is it. The line is still visible. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do, the upper part that we are going to bend over, because we'll sew it, I'll cut it out a little bit, so that if you bend it over and we want to sew on it, it will be balanced. You can see I'll just cut it out a little bit. This is because if you want to sew it on top, that part is going to be thick. So to avoid the needle from breaking or your thread from cutting, so this is why we are doing it. So after bending it over, this is how it looks like. So the next thing we are going to do now is to fix the rope to it. So before that, I bend the bag into two and I ironed it, so I'll have a line at the center. So what I'll do now, I'll place my tape on the center 3 inches to the right, 3 inches to the left. That's where we are going to fix our rope to, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. So I adjusted my camera so it will be visible. So this is the upper part. So as I'm sewing it, I'll be bending about just 1/4 inch inward, like I'm doing so. Then when I get to the point, the marked point, I'll put in the handle and I'll keep sewing, like the way I'm doing so in the video. So I'll keep sewing. So just make sure you are doing it carefully. So when I'm almost at the point, I'll put in the other end of the handle and I'll sew. So I'll keep doing so till I reach the end point. So this is the other side. Just make sure you put it carefully. Make sure it's at the point marked. So I'll finish it up and show you how it looks like. So after that, I'll top stitch on the bag. So as I'm top stitching, I'll bring the handles upward, like the way I did in the video. You can see. Also, I'll repeat the same thing for all the handles, like so. And this is the final look of the tote bag. You can see how beautiful it is looking. You can see the pockets. This is the cover pocket. So if you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you drop a love emoji in the comment section. So the next tutorial I'm going to upload is going to be how I customized the tote bag. So make sure you watch. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Bye.